Hi guys, it's Danielle here. I'm here today to show you a flip through of the completed reserved journals that are going to be in my Etsy shop, and this is for not only the customers who wanted to purchase these journals to have a last look to make sure they're happy with them, but also maybe to provide you guys with some inspiration. So I'll be doing a flip through of five journals today. Pretty quick flip through. One of them is unembellished, so I really just need to, show the cover and the tassel. But at the end of the video, I will show you the covers of, a few more that are not spoken for or not finished. So I think one or two of the pink greeting card journals are available, and Davy's new red scarf has been reserved, but that one's not done yet for me to flip through. And so the rest of them I'll just show you at the end real quick if you're interested in seeing what's still available. I also have the two binders, and those are going to be done last. So if you wanted something delivered by December 1st, probably on the binder, it's probably not going to be completed. It might, I don't know, I'll have to see how it goes, but I don't want to guarantee it to be done by then. The others, I'll just try to get them done as soon as I can, and hopefully in the next few days. So let's go ahead and jump in. We've got Rudolph. Frosty is the unembellished one, two sewing pattern journals, and Raggedy Ann. So let's see. I'll go ahead and start with the two sewing pattern journals. And we'll start with a little girl. I used some vintage gift tie to tie the journal closed. It really doesn't need a tie, but I think it adds a lot of nostalgia. I was going to do scrappy ties for all of these, and I came across this as I'm cleaning out some of the things in my my room. That's kind of a whole nother episode of YouTube that I will share. I'm needing to clean through my stuff, but anyway, I found this and I thought this would be really, really cute with these. So I've been putting it on a lot of the journals. So if you don't care for this as a tie, you can always cut it up and put it on some paper clips or tag toppers, tied around as a tag topper. Or you could wrap it on a little present, whatever you'd like. So this is the little girl sewing pattern journal, and there is a name written on the side. You could always cover that up with some washi tape. And I did expand the spine, or I did make a little bit of an expanded spine. It's about 1 inch. And we'll just kind of go through quickly. There's some vintage seals and vintage from my label maker, and some saving stamps and some sheet music collaged through here. And this card is felted, or like a little bit flocked, I guess. A vintage price ticket. Some vintage wrapping paper, more collaging, vintage stationery. I did do stickles on a lot of the printables, vintage milk cap, a little shaker, pocket, I'll make you dizzy, and then a little Santa posted note pad sheet. And like I've mentioned, I have two other, let me see if I have this notepad and another one of another Santa, and I'll send a piece of that with all the journals. There'll be a little goodie pack with all of them. Some pom-poms here on the side, vintage postulette, a little journaling card, KBandFriends printable, telegram, another shaker. This is a handmade tag, Some more wrapping paper, more stationery, lots of vintage items. This is a vintage greeting card. And this is a tuck here. I just don't have anything tucked in there. Some more collaging. This is a vintage paper doily I just attached here so you can layer on top of it. And another little telegram. I used the vintage doily here to make a little tuck spot and some vintage stationery tucked in. Got some fabric washi, some typewriter paper. This is a vintage Christmas card clipped in here. Lots of stuff clipped in. Here I took my gold gel pen and a little snow scene. I think a lot of these were done the last time I showed the journals. I did have a little bit of a tear on the paper here, so I just did some collaging over it, which I think turned out kind of cute. But if you want to, you can add a pocket here. I'm going to send along a library card pocket that you can alter and kind of put the year and everything, whatever you want to put on that. And then this is the sewing pattern journal. You can totally untie these. I just didn't because it takes me a long time to get the little tails even, so I saved time. There's no writing on this one, but there is some aging discoloration here, which I think is cool. It gives it kind of some character. There's more pom-poms on this one. Again, I'll provide a library card pocket. And a shaker with a vintage postcard. These are great if you want to use it as a journaling card. You can tip it in like this and put a photo on the back. You could fussy cut her out. I had somebody ask or mention that they didn't know what you would do with those in a junk journal, but there's lots of things you can do. A vintage greeting card, some vintage ledger, more vintage stationery and napkins, seals, that's a vintage seal, and vintage saving stamps, some wrapping paper, more ledger. This is the vintage price ticket and a vintage guest check. There's a little recipe card in this one and a little ephemera piece from the scrapbook paper line. This is a printable, I believe, from MollysMantel. As with the other videos, I will just link all of the digitals that I used in the whole Christmas collection, because once I start cutting them out, and sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't, and so it's like I used a lot of different shops, so you just have to go down. I've copied the links so you can just check it out. If you can't find something that you saw that I specifically used, just send me a message. I can definitely look it up. There's a vintage greeting card here. This is a tuck spot. A handmade tag. Another little tuck spot shaker. And I put a shaker back here. I was thinking about putting shakers on the back to create a pocket, but I think I might just add them in there so you can either attach it down or use it somewhere else. And so that is the apron. Frosty, like I said, she wanted it unembellished, but she did want a tassel, so I created a tassel and did a tie. And I will send her some ephemera to go with this journal also. So it's 2 signatures ready to be stuffed to the gills. Lots of room, kind of a blank slate. So that's Frosty. And then Rudolph, he's a cool guy here. This one's from 1939. The pages were not all in good condition, but I was able to use a lot of the images. And again, this might be too much for her. I'm going to send a piece of coordinating fabric as sewn into a tie. Just in case this is too much, she can definitely take it apart. But I thought it made it really festive and colorful, sparkly. I liked it. I like it, but I know it might not be for everybody. Alright, I made her a little tassel. I don't think I showed you the Frosty tassel, but it's very similar elements. There's jingle bells, some little charms, candy cane charms. There's a glass Christmas tree, glass peppermint. Kind of a different material peppermint. I'm not sure what that's made out of. It kind of feels, I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. And then a little shaker vial here at the bottom and a light bulb, Christmas light bulb. Lots of fun things. And so on the inside I have a shaker as a pocket, and I just have, this is a large cut to size journaling tag that she could collage on or alter. And then this is a digital image that I added some stickles and this glittery snowflake to and stitched around. Here's the cover page, vintage doily, some more similar elements, a handmade tag, lots of things paper clipped in. This is a large tag that I collaged on, some vintage stationery, vintage coaster. This was an image from a card that I just fussy cut out and made it into a tuck spot. This is a card front that she can use to journal on or cut the Christmas tree out, whatever she'd like. Some vintage post-it. There's a recipe, Christmas recipe card, and a soda label. This is vintage stationery. So this is what these were the images from the book. So as you see, I don't think, let me see if there's, yeah, this was an image from the book. I did what I could to save the pages. Some of them were ripped. This one was in, luckily the cover page was in pretty good shape. Another image from the book, and again, just some things tucked into pockets, vintage stationery, printables, embellished tabs. Another image from the book on some ledger paper. This is some fabric washi, a vintage price card, and a little journaling card. This was not from the book, that's from a different book. A little collage embellishment, and a printable that's been, I put stickles on and tied this little tinsel ribbon to. This is some vintage gift wrap. It wasn't strong enough to go into the journal signature on its own, so I backed it with some cardstock and a little journaling. This is from the paper line, and this is a printable. I don't know if you can tell, but I've added gel pen and stickles. Lots of collaging. This customer is okay with me doing lots of embellishing. She likes tabs and tucks and pockets. This is an image from the book. You probably can catch on which ones are images. This is, I think I might have shown this before, but this was the holiday, or a printable that I used my gold gel pen on. I don't know if you can tell the shine. It turned out really cool. I really liked how that turned out. And then just an oversized journaling tag and a KBandFriends printable. A lot of the people that are requesting journals from me are asking for a lot of pockets in tuck spots and embellishing. And I don't know if that's just because that's what I do and so they're drawn to that, or and let me know that, or if people are wanting a lot of tucks and tucks and pockets in a lot of embellishing. For me, if I were to purchase a journal, of course I make journals, so I would want it to be like a lot of decorating already done, because then I know I can complete it. I can fill it up and complete it. But that's just me and what I think I would do. So I wonder if that's how other people feel, or if, I don't know, maybe I'm doing too much embellishing. That's kind of why I am starting to incorporate adding unembellished journals into my shop, because I know that there are people out there that just want a blank slate, and I understand that. So, but the fully embellished ones are kind of fully embellished. I'm going off on a rampage here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. Basically, I'd love your feedback. If you think I should continue to offer embellished and then lightly, or not embellished at all, or if I should add another category of lightly embellished. I'd love to know what you guys think. Because, if you've made a junk journal before, all of this embellishing takes a lot of time and a lot of work. So anyway, I would just love to know what you think. Right, I'm getting distracted. I don't know if I missed anything. There's a vintage seal and a vintage playing card here. Another playing card. This is just a circle that I made into a tuck spot. And another printable image. And then another large journaling tag. Look at how cute Rudolph is, sleeping in his bed. So cute. Another sleeping Rudolph. Some vintage elements here. This is a really cool post-it. Lots of room for journaling in there. This is cool. I did this for the first time. I think for the first time. I don't know. I was looking through books and I saw this was from The Night Before Christmas, one of the versions, and I saw it and it had a picture inside of it. I'm sure you guys have seen the book. And I thought, oh, that's a perfect frame. So I cut it out, and then I cut the picture out, and I used some transparency, and then I just made a journaling card to tuck in there. So you can put your own photo in there and have it like a little picture frame. Anyhow, I thought that was cool. So there's Rudolph. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for you guys. I don't want to. I know you've seen some of these already, so parts of it. For my messy middle video, you saw a lot of this, but okay, so here's Raggedy Ann's Merriest Christmas. Again, this one's spoken for. And we've got just different beads, candy, peppermint candy, a little cookie cutter, charm, another tassel with some confetti, and a Christmas bulb light. And then another tie. And so here I wanted to keep the kind of cover. This is a Wonder Book, and so they have cute, a lot of times they have pretty illustrations on the covers. And so for the front cover, I wanted to keep the candy cane. I wanted to keep it whole because I think it's really decorative, and it goes with the papers that I chose for this journal. The colors really coordinate really well. So, and then I also was able to have the whole cover page. I don't remember exactly what I did, to be honest, to connect these two like this. I might have I'm not sure what I did. Maybe washi tape and glue. Anyhow, I kind of leafed this one in here so that I could have it in its original form. And the copyright of this one's 1952. So we have a little tuck spot here, some stationery and collaging, some vintage elements, and a vintage playing card. This is some cute ribbon of a boy and a girl, and it reminded me of Raggedy Ann and Andy. And I did leave it to where it could be a little tuck, but it's not super, super tight. So you have to kind of place quite a few things in here to hold it in. So, but you can take it out and just leave it as decoration there on the bottom. And this is a vintage playing card. This is not Christmas, but I think it still goes. A little shaker. She can attach this as a tuck spot or use it as a journaling card. Another flocked greeting card. This is just paper clipped in. I think this would make a great tuck spot, but I wanted to give her the option to do what she'd like. This is some vintage gift wrap and a vintage coaster. This is just a little kind of a clipboard type thing here. I put this in here just so she knows it's a tuck spot. And that same Santa printable with the stickles and glitter, or the stickles and the gel pen. It's a tuck spot here. Again, I just made some tags that she can further embellish. She could put some gesso here and journal over it, or leave the front and just put a picture on the back or journal on the back. And I will send her with some extras as well. This was the picture. I don't know if you remember from the previous video. It was like a full, maybe 8.5 by 11 picture photo that I think was intended to go into picture frames. And she did say that she wanted me to make it into an embellishment, so I did. I backed it onto some cardstock, used some Christmas stickers, and this sequin bow. It reminded me of Raggedy Ann for some reason. Another printable, vintage postcard. Did I put 2 of those in here? I might have put 2 of those in here. Oh, I did. Okay, I'll put something else in there. Glad I caught that. And then this is just for decoration. I wanted to keep the page in its entirety because it's so cute. Another tuck spot here. So for the tuck spots, I know I've mentioned this several times, but you can journal on the back and then add another tag and tuck it on top. So you get kind of double space for memory keeping or journaling or whatever you'd like. This tag does add some bulk because of this big yarn. So if she wants to take this out and put something else in, she can, so that it takes away some of the bulk. And then we've got a little greeting card here, paper clipped in. This packet is just clipped, paper clipped, so that she could move it around. It's pretty much, it should fit most of the full-size pages, you know, not the small like this one, but the full-size pages. It should fit to where she could put it kind of where she wants, just to allow for some versatility, or just not use it at all. This was a card from the paper line that I just embellished. A handmade tag, greeting card. This is a vintage greeting card. A little current note card, some image from the book on some parchment. I think this is parchment paper or resume paper. A vintage price ticket again. And another little journaling card. I think this would be cute to put a little photo here. Or like I said before, gesso and do some journaling there. Lots of different options. Or she could even use it as another tuck spot if she wanted even more pockets. You know, just tack 2 sides down and you get another tuck spot. These are printable seals that she can cut out and use, or she could use this as a whole or cut here. Again, use it for more tuck spots or journaling tags or whatnot. A vintage postcard. Got some things tucked in here. Make sure I'm still in frame. So we've got the cute little Raggedy Ann and Andy scene, just some extra scrapbook paper, a vintage postcard, and a printable that I added some cardstock to and stitched around. Another Raggedy Ann playing card. Some vintage elements in here and in here. And that brings us to the end. So those are the journals that have been spoken for. If any of them decide they do not want them, I will notify you at some point, or I'll just change the listing in my Etsy shop so that you know. All right, so now I'll show you the covers that are still available. In case you still want to claim them. If you don't claim them, then whenever they are completed, I'll just go ahead and add them to my Etsy shop, non-reserved. Let's see, so I already showed you, I haven't finished these, so I'll come on and do a flip through of these greeting card journals. But like I said, 1 or 2 of those is still available. And these are the embellished journals and titles, and these are the unembellished. So there's another Frosty, there's The Night Before Christmas, and The Littlest Snowman. Now at least The Littlest Snowman will have a tassel, a charm tassel, because I punched the hole in it. But I can, for these, I can either make a tassel, or I can leave them just the way they are, or I can punch the hole and tie the string, and you add your own beads and charms and whatnot. If you want to reserve one of these ahead of time before they hit my shop, before I make a final decision on, you know, whether adding charms or tassels to them, you know, all that kind of affects the price. So a little bit, just the tassel, not necessarily the other things. But just if you're interested in one of these titles, Frosty, The Night Before Christmas, or The Littlest Snowman, just send me a message and we can talk about if you want a tassel or not. But those will be the unembellished ones. And then the embellished ones will be Jingle Bells. He's still available. The Littlest, or the Snowman's Christmas Present, and the baby greeting card with the little Scotty dog. The Snowman's Christmas Present is actually done, so I'll flip through that one. Jingle Bells and the other one are almost done. I'll just quickly show you the inside, actually, because I should do a separate flip through video. This is just getting too long, but you can see it's fully embellished like the other ones. Yeah, I'll just do a flip through video of the other ones. I'll do a separate video when they're all done. But like I said, if you're wanting to know if any of the titles are still available, those are the ones that are available. And then, like I said, the binders will be coming at the end. So stay tuned. Tomorrow or the next day I'll come on with another video showing you the flip throughs of the other journals. I might be able to do a craft with me, one more craft with me. I'll have to just see. So thanks guys for sticking with me, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you again one more time before Thanksgiving. Thanks. Bye.